Greetings there, warriors. My name's Pretty, and welcome to this extremely late Resplendent review. Life loves getting in the way. I mean, you know, I'm still early. I mean, her Resplendent comes out in a couple of days, but I'm still early, right? Right. Anyways, I'm sorry I'm late. Hopefully I won't be as late for whatever the next one is. But if I am, I'd love that. And by the way, let me know how I sound. I got a new mic for my birthday, so very nice. I very much like it. So all that, you know, apologies essentially out of the way, let's talk about the first of two Resplendents this month, and that is...
I've always believed that fairies were real, and now I'm an Ophir!
Yes, we have the adorable little Elise. You guys have no idea how much I have been wanting to talk about Elise since she came out. Like, it's been nutty. It's been nutty. But what is there to say that hasn't been said already? First, let's break down her design. So she fits the color palette extremely well, except she leans more heavily on the pinks ends, whereas typically the light fairies are like, they also have greens and yellows, but hey, come on. The pink fits her so well thematically and aesthetically, and like her original design had a lot of pink in it too, so like, you know, no harm, no foul. She has the big fairy wings, but put a pin in those and I'll get back to them. She has bright flowers on her, both on her legs, on her hips, and in her hair too. I kind of wish she had flowers also at the bottoms of her pigtails, but we can't get everything, can we? Her attire is a lot more flowy than the poofier normal dress she has. Very warm toned, very bright. She's got leaves on her as well as vines that are typically like more cheery and happy, not like thorny and scary. And one of the things that I think they did really well with her is incorporating the wood brown color, which is like her top, the ends of her gloves, the ends of her boots, and her skirt. Elise's design, let's be honest here, Elise's base design is so heavy on the black. So the fact that they still incorporated the black by using the wood brown instead really elevates this design for me, because it really takes into consideration the entire aesthetic of the light fairies, which bravo. Now I said to put a pin in the wings. There is a very delicate balance of what fairy wings look good. And typically, the bigger the wing, the better. If you, for example, threw up Peony on the screen, Peony has some big freaking wings. She does, let's be honest here. They're big, and that makes sense because, you know, fairies kind of fly with them, flutter. But Elise, she has the same problem that Hannah does, and they are too small. They feel comedically tiny. And in a sense, like, I can understand that because, like, Elise, you know, has a little bit more of a childish, you know, design and theming because, you know, she is the youngest Nor sibling. Makes sense, you know. But I kind of wish that either they went the route of making them big, like Peony, or doing a cape somewhat similar to Celica and La Rochelle, because I feel like this in between of being not big enough is just kind of detrimental personally, in my opinion. I mean, she fits thematic, like, design wise. Like, I don't think anyone can argue against that. The only thing I kind of wish she had a little bit changed in her design is I wish that her corset was brought up more to do a sweetheart neckline on her instead of just entirely it being black, or well, the wood brown, but I understand that's nitpicky. So I'm gonna give her a solid 10 out of 10 because she deserves it. She fits everything. I mean, obviously there are some minor nitpicks that I have because I love the fairy realm and I want all of the fairies to be amazing. And, you know, there's just a couple of small things that I personally would have changed. And now we get to talk about if she fits thematically. I mean, so the light fairies, general theming of Resplendent characters tend to be innocence, hope, kind of almost in a sense purity, not like being a pure person, but like having the concept of purity, like they are too pure for this world, or you know, pure in heart, in their ideals, etc., etc. You know, you get that idea, don't you? If you don't, let me know, please, because that would be surprising. Anyways, let's see if Elise fits that. The youngest of the Norian siblings, Elise's personality is defined by a pronounced lack of jadedness or cynicism, and is instead imbued with traits that are common to a child: juvenile, innocent, and pure. Tenderly loving her siblings, she does not hesitate to be generous in her displays of affection for them. Despite her childish antics, Elise is known to be immensely astute in her observations of the situations that she finds herself involved in, adeptly adjusting her behavior to suit the occasion. Despite her often childish mannerisms and behaviors, Elise has demonstrated herself to be strongly selfless and courageous in the face of danger. She expresses her kindness to everyone, including enemies. Well, I can already say my rating on this because it's an easy 10 out of 10. Even before, like, reading off her personality, I knew it was a 10 out of 10 because, well, Elise is so well known to be this childlike entity that is very innocent and very kind. Even if you haven't played Fates, like, that's the vibe you get from one, her design, to her in Heroes, and you know, 3, just fan art and general internet discourse. So she is, I don't want to say the most light fairy choice that we could have had, but she is extremely, like, she fits perfectly. Like, if I had to try to fit her into another realm, I mean, I could. Like, Emblem might work because, you know, I don't think any of the Norse siblings had very good childhood. She could fit there. She could fit into Niffle because she has strong bonds with her family. But, like, none of them fit as perfectly as the light fairies do. So again, I reiterate, 10 out of 10. Now, my personal opinions. I love this. I love her design. I think it's adorable. And I mentioned a little bit earlier, my only gripe is the wings. Come on. Give her some big wings. I really love the design. I love her special art. The butterflies. I love when they do butterflies in, you know, the fairies arts. Like, yes, it hits and makes me happy. I do have a slight gripe with just the art style in general. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It makes her look, well, yes, she is young, like age-wise and personality-wise. Like, she doesn't need to look that young. I think it's the eyes that are really doing me. They're kind of big. And, like, she does look extremely sweet in this, but it's almost to the point where it's overly sweet, if that makes sense, because there's so much more complexity to Elise than just her sweetness. And I feel like a little bit of that was lost in her art. I don't really like the posing except for the, standing pose. The standing pose is fantastic. And I really do like when she gets, like, the happy, super happy anime face when she's, doing her special art. And that makes sense because they show the special art when, you know, healers are healing. So overall, I really do enjoy this. There are just a couple of small things that I'm just like, you could have been perfect, Elise. You could have been perfect. And like, she definitely is one of my favorite Resplendents, especially recently. Like, come on. Recently, a lot of them have been kind of bad, in my opinion. I mean, okay, not bad, just not my cup of tea. Again, so I think I'm gonna give her a really good 8 out of 10. There's just a couple of things that I wish were improved, but still overall, wonderful. As she places on my tier list, let's see. So I would say overall, design-wise, her special art really hits me, really hits me nice. I think she is in better on base. She does not reach God tier as some of the other fairies have, you know, like Rochelle and Celica and Deirdre, because I love those guys so much. They're on a team together and it's so beautiful and fairy and anyways, I'm not talking about that. I'm here to talk about Elise. I think, I'm going to place Elise underneath Sophia and above Tail 2. She kind of can flip-flop between Tail 2 and, like, you know, behind her and being with Raven. Like, it flip-flops in my opinion, but I think right now that's where I'm going to put it. Because, like, she does look beautiful. But I wish her posing was better. I wish they made her less doe-eyed, if that makes sense. Anyways, what do you think of Resplendent release? Are you going to be getting Fae Pass for her? Because, I mean, I already have Fae Pass and I'm keeping it because it would be kind of weird if I didn't have Fae Pass as the Resplendent art person on YouTube. That would be kind of weird, but I mean, I love Fae Pass anyways. But she is fantastic. I am really hoping for a universally strong one next time, because obviously, like, I have a bias towards fairy designs and I understand that not a lot of people really like the aesthetic for fairies, so that's totally valid, but like, I want something that knocks us all on our feet next. You know, maybe Olivia. Yeah, please come on, Intelligent Systems, please, I'm begging you. So yeah, guess the next Resplendent, because it's gonna happen in a couple of days, and guess if I'm gonna make that video on time. I really hope so. I have so many videos I want to make. I have so many things I want to do. I have secret projects I need to finish, but no, life and work say no. But future video things, I will be streaming polls for Nahida when she comes out, and maybe Layla if she comes out at the same time. Fingers crossed. And yeah, I got a lot of projects I'm working on. I have 2 showcase videos that are eventually going to come out. Eventually. But I appreciate each and every one of you for, like, being so kind and patient with me. Because, like, ever since June, my channel has kind of been like, what is going on? But I hope that I slowly get to, like, pick up steam and go back to the pace that I want to be at. So yeah, I thank you guys, really. I really do appreciate everything you guys do. Your kind words, you watching my stuff, and just being overall awesome. With that said, thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. Keep fighting your battles, and I will see you next time. Toodaloo!